Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy here, TheChrisPhoenix. In my Week 1 NFL predictions for 2013 season. You guys know football season officially starts tomorrow night in not my hot city, but getting at the point in Denver. But nonetheless, let's kick off. Got a bunch of other games after that, but let's start off with a playoff rematch from last season. The Baltimore Ravens versus the Denver Broncos. As you guys know, the Ravens have lost a lot of key players this offseason. They lost Naquan Bolden. Dennis Pitt is out for the season due to an injury. They lost Ray Lewis. They lost Ed Reed. They did add Elma Stuma though. But it's just a lot of people are saying, "Oh, I don't know about the Ravens this year." I'm one of those people. I don't know about the Ravens. You look at the Broncos. They added Wes Welker, and they've added a few other pieces to that team. But nonetheless, it should be a good game. It's gonna come close, really. If I could pick winner, it's gonna be close. Two very good, talented teams, but I just think the Broncos are gonna edge it. I think they're gonna win it, so I'm gonna go with Denver. Next, you got the New England Patriots going to Buffalo. We'll take on now E.J. Manuel. First, it was going to be Jeff Toole. They didn't know about E.J. Manuel's injury status. Now, apparently, he is going to start against the New England Patriots. Obviously, a better quarterback selection, in my opinion, than Jeff Toole. But nonetheless, the Patriots defense has improved. I know there's a lot of question marks in that receiving with Wes Welker gone, Brandon Lloyd gone, Brock Gronkowski injured, he's out. Obviously, Aaron Hernandez is gone. So a lot of people questioning who is Tom Brady going to throw to. They got Kemba Tompkins that they could throw to. He's doing well apparently in the preseason. I saw what he did. Dean Mendola, not a bad wide receiver. He needs to stay healthy. And this defense, they had Adrian Wilson, I believe, is now on IR, so it's kind of they did resign to keep the lead. Good resigning by them. And I noticed too the Patriots whenever they run the ball, particularly against the Buffalo Bills, they just don't do a good job. You still got Steve Ridley. You had LeGarrette Blunt in the offseason, and you also got Shane Vereen, who's even though he's more of a wide receiver, he's like to me it's not like Dexter McCluster. He's a running back, but he's more like a wide receiver more than anything. But nonetheless, I think the Patriots will win in Buffalo. Next, you got the Seattle Seahawks going on the road to take on Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. So, the Panthers. Who the Panthers had this offseason, really? It was just, not really any big names. Seattle, of course. They just got better, in my opinion. And you already know Russell Wilson, excuse me. He had a great season last year. I know Percy Harvin's out for quite some time. Sidney Rice, he's injury prone, but they still have Golden Tate there. They still got Beast Mode, Marshawn Lynch, and they still got one of the best defenses in the National Football League. And that to me is enough to beat the Carolina Panthers, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go with the Seattle Seahawks. Next, you got the Cincinnati Bengals on the road taking on the Chicago Bears. The Bears. But anyways, Cincinnati Bengals. Look at this team. This team has so much cap this offseason. I know I've been watching Hard Knocks and everything. I know they had James Harrison. But seriously, you have so much cap left, and you get, like, nobody. Alright? Get another wide receiver for A.J. Green so the pressure's not just on him. I know you have Jermaine Gresham, but seriously, it's just A.J. Green for any offensive throw to. You know? And then Chicago, yeah. Jay Cutler in the offensive line, that's all I gotta say. Brian Urlacher retired. But still, I think even with Brian Urlacher retired, the Bears are still a very good defense. Alright, you still got Jennings and whatnot. So to me, that's still scary. You still got something. So I'm gonna go with the Bears on this one. Next, you got the Miami Dolphins taking on the Cleveland Browns. Now the Cleveland Browns, they could be a sleeper this year. They could be one of those teams people like, oh yeah, they suck, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, not many people pay attention to them. But if Brandon Whedon can actually play well, this actually could be a good team. Well, a decent team, I should say. Because, you got Trent Richardson, he needs to stay healthy, and the Cleveland Browns defense is not that bad. It's actually pretty decent. So, and then you got, of course, the Dolphins. They added Mike Wallace. But really, here's the thing with Mike Wallace. The guy can't stop dropping passes, and I know he was banged up in the preseason. I believe he played a little bit. I could be wrong. Apparently, when he did play, he was still dropping passes. Ryan Tannehill, he still needs to prove to me more. Lamar Miller really is their only running back on the team. And, Dustin Keller's out for the season, so it's like, okay, who else? People are like, oh, it's alright, who's going to throw to? Who the hell is freaking, right there, I'm going to throw to Brian Hartline, but anyways. It should be an interesting game, but, I'm going to say Dolphins, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Browns win. Next you have the Minnesota Vikings goes to Detroit to take on the Detroit Lions. Last time these two faced off in Detroit, Percy Harvin went ham. Percy Harvin's no longer on the team. And, the Detroit Lions, special teams are kind of, the Detroit Lions, what did they do this offseason? I know they got Reggie Bush. That's an upgrade from what they had before, but, the Minnesota Vikings, no more Percy Harvin, as I just mentioned. But you still got Kyle Rudolph, who's good. They added Greg Jennings. The only thing with me with Greg Jennings is, the Minnesota Vikings, it seems like whenever they, on offense, when they throw football, mainly Christian Ponder, of course, it's always like a bubble screen or something. Like, how are you going to do a bubble screen with freaking Greg Jennings? Yeah. It's just, But anyways, you still got Adrian Peterson, the best running back in the National Football League. Alright, so to me, that's enough. So I'm going to go with the Vikings. Next, you got the Oakland Raiders. Who's starting Terrell Pryor. Man, Matt Flynn cannot get a break. Go to Indianapolis, take on Andrew Luck. Obviously, this is the first game that, Chuck Pagano is going to be coaching. And the Oakland Raiders, yes, the Raiders, that's what I got to say. The Colts, I'm just going to go with the Colts on this one. You got the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Oh, Lord. Andy Reid's about to get his first one of the season because the Jacksonville Jaguars are that bad. I know the Chiefs aren't that good, but God, the Jaguars are so horrible. They're bad. Them and the Raiders could be the worst teams in the National Football League. I know this is maybe before the season starts. Kind of early to make that prediction, but God damn, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. Next, you got the Atlanta Falcons go to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Sean Payton's coming back, after his year-long suspension. So it's going to be, that team to me is going to look different. Well, not different, but different from last year, not previous years. There's still defense is kind of still bad. Falcons have better defense. I trust the Falcons a bit more. You got Steven Jackson's, Atlanta Falcon debut. So I'm going to go with could be a close game though. I'm going to go with the Falcons. You got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the New York Jets. Only storyline here, Darrelle Revis, of course, baseman's former team. It's on the Buccaneers now, or on the Jets. I don't like the Jets this year. I mean, I know I'm a Patriots fan, I might sound biased, but it's just like, Geno Smith, who's he throwing into? Chris Ivory's the running back, the defense is okay, but what else do you have? I mean, I just trust the Buccaneers once more. I never thought I'd be saying that, but hey, I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers. Next, you have the Tennessee Titans going to Pittsburgh, take on the Steelers. I could be calling an upset here. I know I sound crazy, but I'm gonna go with the Titans, and here's the reason why. I don't like the Steelers this year. You lose Mike Wallace, you lose James Harrison. That defense is getting old. Who's there still? Trey Palmer? And who do you have a throw? Antonio Brown, and then you got freaking Isaac Redmond as your starting running back. That's not a scary freaking team to me. Yes, you got Ben Roethlisberger, still one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League. But we don't know if Big Ben's going to play maybe 11 and 12 games a season because he's going to get injured. Out of nowhere, he's going to get injured. So then what? What do you do then? Tennessee, that team is just stacked with wide receivers. Of course, you got Chris Johnson. Jake Locker, this is really his critical year to me because he needs to break out. Because if he doesn't break out, and the Titans, have a horrible record, Mike Munchak's out of a job, which means Jake Locker is either gone or he's going to be the backup quarterback for A.J. McCarron, from Alabama. Really, he needs to step up. So, I'm all for upsets, so I'm gonna go with the Titans on this one. Next, you get the Green Bay Packers going to San Francisco to take on the Niners. Packers are still a good team offensively. Defense, 49ers. Come on, Colin Kaepernick. They had Anquan Bolden. I know they're not Michael Crabtree. You still got Frank Gore. You still got, again, one of the best defense. You got one of the worst defenses in National Football League to me in the Packers. You got one of the best in the San Francisco 49ers. Like, seriously, what do you think going? So, I'm with the Niners. Except the Arizona Cardinals taking on the St. Louis Rams. This should be a good game. The Cardinals, of course, getting Carson Palmer. They got, that's their pitcher as a quarterback to throwing the ball. Rashad Mendenhall, okay, running back. And then with the Rams, of course, no Amendola, so the wide receivers are kind of in. We do have Tavon Austin. I believe Isaiah Peed or Darrell Richardson. One of them is going to be starting for the Rams, but nonetheless, I think the Cardinals defense a bit better than the Rams. So with the Cardinals. Next, got the New York Giants taking on. This is a primetime game, Sunday night game. Giants, Dallas, NBC. Usually I would say the Giants immediately in the situation. I didn't even think about it. But last year, you guys remember when this game was in New York on NBC, first game of the season, on NBC, the Cowboys actually won. So, this should be an interesting game. I know this is a close game to call, but oh god, man, this is stretching it. Oh man, I'm gonna go with the Giants because it seems like whenever I say the Cowboys are gonna win in this scenario, they lose. So it's like, the Cowboys do have a good team. The Giants, I don't know if I'll be favored in the NFC East, but still, to me, this is still a close game. But I'm gonna go with the Giants. All right, so Cowboys fans, relax. Sorry. Anyways, yeah, two Monday night games. First one, Philly. Michael Vick still starting, taking on the return of Robert Griffin III, RG3. So, a lot of eyes on RG3, of course. Big injury in the playoffs against the Seahawks last season. So, but nonetheless, to me, I am gonna go with the Redskins, the Eagles. I just don't feel with the Eagles. I know they got Chip Kelly, that big offense that's so great and so talented, and everybody's like, yay! But I just still don't trust Michael Vick anymore. Not only is he injury prone, but the guy just turns the ball over. The offensive line is still, the offensive line almost killed him last season. That defense is like skeptical at best. And I know the Redskins defense ain't that great either. Don't get me wrong. But at least Alfred Morris. I mean, last season was pretty consistent. When was the last time you heard Shady McCoy was consistent and non-injury? So. I know the Redskins, and last but not least, you got Houston at San Diego. Houston's going to be without Ed Reed, the big acquisition on defense. And they just had Brian Cushing to like an $80 million deal. And freaking what the hell. And then, the Chargers. Here's the thing with the Chargers. The Chargers always look good on paper until like December, until like, October, November, particularly November comes around, they start going, but then when December comes, they start winning. Either it's too late or they just barely make the playoffs. But they're gonna be without Daenerys Alexander, who to me was one of the best wide receivers of the Chargers. Malcolm Floyd, I believe, is playing. I could be wrong. I do know that I have Vincent Brown, Ryan Matthews. Ryan Matthews is another guy. I mentioned how Jake Locker needs to step up. Ryan Matthews needs to step up for the Chargers. I mean, the guy just keeps fumbling the ball or getting injured. Like, stop, all right? And I know Phil Rivers keeps going pick after pick after pick after pick. And then the Texans got that rookie running back, wide receiver, and of course they got Arian Foster. So, and then I know J.J. Watt. I'm sorry, J.J. Watt's one of the most overrated defensive players I've ever seen in like the last 5 years. I'm sorry. All you do is swat the freaking ball. That's all you do. Maybe you get sacked. Like, you do nothing. I'm sorry. They barely do anything. To me, it should be a good game, but I'm going to go with the Texans. Alright, so anyway, guys, that's it for me. Sorry if this was a little bit longer than expected. It is week 1, so bear with me. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm out. Peace.